Barry Hyde, you are being formally charged with the murders of Joshua West and Kerry Hyde.
Everybody wants me to be so understanding. Let him explain it to me. As far as I'm concerned, Barry Hyde can rot in hell.
There has to be some clue that we've missed, some detail that will point us in the right direction.
Well, Zoe's so confident that she's bound to slip up sometime.
Well, I hope so, and mate, you better think about what you might want for dinner, because I'd say we're in for a pretty long night.
Hi. G'day again. I can look at your tap now.
Great. I wasn't expecting you for ages yet. Come in.
Sally said not to worry about anything. She's going to take care of the place for you.
I'm sure the school will be fine. She's a fine teacher and a good administrator.
Dad, there's something else. I didn't want to have to tell you this now, but I thought you should know. You received a letter and they're evicting you from your flat.
What? They can't do that.
Well, they are.
He hasn't even been to court yet.
Can't really blame them.
Yes, I can. They have no right to punish you.
Rachel, this is a small town. People were always going to turn once word got out.
Well, that doesn't make it right.
Perhaps not, but the last thing a small town needs is gossip and scandal keeping people away. It's not unreasonable.
Dad, you've done a lot of good stuff for this place. They're at the school, in the community.
Have you seen Irene lately? I was hoping that she'd come and visit me. Do you know if she's planning to?
I'm sorry, but it's time. Barry, I'm going to have to ask you to stand up while I put the handcuffs on. Has anyone told you how today's going to run?
No.
Constable Adams and one of the other officers will drive you over to the court, and then from there you'll probably be taken down to wait in the cells.
Peter, you already have him handcuffed. You have to lock him up as well?
Yes, but it'll only be until before the hearing's about to start. Then you'll be taken to the courtroom and seated at the defence table. Have you got any questions? And Barry, I do hope it goes well for you.
Thank you.
Dad, we'll see you over there.
Let's try and get there before they do, honey.
Hey, that was left in the front box for you.
Thanks.
Hey, how was your trip over?
It was fine.
And you feeling all right?
I'd be a lot happier if my solicitor wasn't cutting it quite so fine.
Well, he's probably just outside.
Well, I wouldn't be too sure about that.
What's going on?
Well, I just thought it best that someone who understood the context of the crime handle the case, and your father's solicitor agrees.
So who's going to be representing him?
Well, if you have no objection, Barry, I would like to represent you.
Warwick, I can't ask you to do that.
Well, you're not asking. I'm volunteering.
Yes, but it's bad enough that you were dragged into this in the first place without having to suffer through any more of it.
Well, I think everybody's suffered, Barry. And I'd just like the chance to try and undo some of the mess.
Thank you, that'd be wonderful.
Good. Well, now, first order of the day is try and get your charges reduced, followed by securing bail. Any questions?
Warwick, it really is good to have you here.
Believe me when I tell you this is not a joke. That letter is very real, and so is the threat that this girl poses. Okay, she is serious, she is smart, and she is very dangerous. Zoe McAllister is our #1 priority. She has come back here for a reason. We need to find out what that is and stop her. It's that simple. Okay, so nothing gets overlooked. I want all recent hotel registrations and rental properties reviewed. I want car regos run through the computer, and I want you guys out there talking to any unfamiliar faces, all right? Tourists, new residents, delivery people. Nothing and no one is too small to have a look at, all right? Now the tricky part. No one is to know who we're looking for. The last thing we need is a panic on our hands. Are we clear? All right, let's go. Did anyone find out who sent that letter?
No, I got one of the boys to look in the mailbox, but there was nothing.
Okay, send that off to the lab as well. See if they can get anything that might give us a lead, any lead to where Zoe might be.
Okay.
Since his arrival in Summer Bay, Your Honour, Barry Hyde has proved to be a pillar of the community, and I can assure you there is no shortage of character witnesses willing to step forward and testify on his behalf.
I'm sure there isn't.
Returning then to the question of bail, Your Honour, does my client pose a threat to the community? And the answer is no, he does not. My client only reacted in what he believed to be a very real threat against a loved one, which brings me to the second issue we should address this morning.
And what is that?
The question of appropriate charges, Your Honour.
What are you contending?
Well, quite simply, if my client is to be tried on charges of murder, the prosecution must prove malice aforethought in each instance, or at the very least, the intent to commit grievous bodily harm, neither of which can be proven beyond reasonable doubt with the evidence available.
According to you?
Well, we must come up with a plausible alternative, Your Honour.
Which would be?
Manslaughter. Now, in the first instance, my client arrived home to find his wife drowning their baby son in the bath. And obviously, he acted in a moment of passion.
And in the second?
During a course of threatening my client's son, the victim drew a gun, thereby instigating a tussle, which caused the fatal shot. In returning to the question of bail, Your Honour, I submit that my client is not a flight risk. He has deep roots in the community and every reason to face the charges to defend the reputation he spent a lifetime building.
We'll stand in recess for a short time while I take these matters into consideration.
That seemed to go well.
We'll see.
She's not wasting any time. She wants us to know that she's back, and she wants to make it very clear that she's calling the shots. I can handle it, Tracy. I know who we're dealing with. Well, you're just going to have to trust me then, aren't you? All right? If she's here, we'll find her. Absolutely, you'll be the first to know.